All right, today guys, we're going to teach you how to adjust your clutch. This is in a Kenworth T660. It's a 2015 model. We're going to show you how to adjust the clutch and check for free play, and you'll be good to go on adjusting your own clutch from now on.
You on out there? All right, let's get this thing moving.
All right, today guys, we're going to teach you how to adjust the clutch on a Kenworth T660. That's pretty similar on a lot of the trucks, so we're going to let Bill talk about what kind of tools you need, and then we're going to get started.
All right, with this particular truck, it's got a adjusting bolt for the bull gear. It takes a 5/8 socket. I've got a shallow 5/8 socket, 1/2-inch drive. I've got a 1/2-inch extension and a pry bar. And we're gonna go under and show you how to do this.
All right, let's go get started. Having somebody sit in here and hold the clutch pedal down. What we've got is a 5th wheel puller. Just secured it down here on the bottom and put the handle on the steering wheel so I hold the clutch down. All right guys, we're underneath the truck now. Like I said, it's a 2015 T660. It's got an Eaton Fuller 10-speed in it. As you can see, this inspection plate's gone. We bought this truck used, so we didn't have a clue that was not on there. But anyway, the inspection plate's gone. You can see the Alamine hanging down that greases the pitman, or the throw-up iron, sorry. And Bill's gonna show you what to do from here.
Okay, upon my pre-trip inspection this morning on this truck, I noticed the clutch pedal had no free travel in it. That was a pretty good indication that the clutch was out of adjustment. When you have no free travel on the clutch pedal, it's just like a driver driving down the road and holding his foot on the clutch pedal, which that will cause premature failure of your clutch. So I crawled under here and looked, and we had about a 5/8 inch gap between the throwout bearing and the clutch brake, and I decided it's time to adjust it. So what we're going to do is, I've got the 5/8 socket. I'm going to put and normally when you shut the truck off, a lot of times your bull gear or your clutch will be turned to where your bull gear adjustment will be at the bottom. If it's not, you'll have to spin your engine over, either with a pry bar or have somebody bar it over for you. But number one thing you want to do is make sure you take the key out of the ignition and throw it in the floor, stick it in your pocket, whatever. You got somebody holding the clutch pedal down, they won't be able to hit the starter and yank all your fingers off or anything like that. That's just good safety step that I like to take. You take your socket, with it in, it had too much of a gap. I want a 1/2-inch gap between my stop brake and my throwout bearing. With it being too much, you want to close it down tighter. You tighten it down. You got your ratchet in the tightening down mode. Now this is a spring-loaded bolt. You'll have to push in on it. Keep all the dirt out of your face. And we may have to turn that bull gear a little bit, or turn the clutch a little bit.
When you say diesel mechanics have a good, clean life,
It's far from it. Now that I've got it pushed in, I can turn it. All right, I've just put 10 licks on it, and then we're gonna check it. You don't want to go too far with it and have it down too tight. You want to have about a 1/2 inch gap between the stop brake and your throwout bearing. Like I said, we're going to stop right here and go up and release the clutch pedal, and then check the gap on it.
In this shot here, you can see the spring on that bolt he's talking about at the bottom of that socket. So we'll go up top and see what we got. See how it looks. We're going to release that rod that we put on that clutch pedal earlier, and then we'll go back underneath it and check it. All right, we're back under the truck, and Bill's going to show you how to check it from the bottom side.
All right, this is the purpose for the 1/2 inch extension that I've got, and this is the only reason I've got it under here, is checking the distance between the clutch brake and the throwout bearing. And I've still got just a shade more than a 1/2 inch right there. So we're gonna wanna adjust it just a little bit more, but you wanna basically use your extension as a feeler gauge to go in here. If for some reason your customer complains about having about clutch not going into gear and you've got a 1/2 inch right here, check and see on the clutch brake, which is this right here. If it's all covered in grease, it will cause it to be hard to go into gear. It won't stop your input shaft. What I normally do is take brake cleaner and spray on it and clean it off real good, let it dry, and then go back and check it again. If it continues to spin, there's 2 little teeth goes in the groove on your input shaft. If a driver actually mashes the clutch pedal down while the vehicle is moving down the road, he will shear those teeth off of that stop brake, and guess what? You got to replace your stop brake and deal with it's a job, but you end up having to replace your stop brake.
All right, in that segment, I jumped up top and mashed the clutch pedal down to get where he could tighten it up just a little more, where we could get our 1/2 inch where we need it to be on our stop brake.
All right, and what I've done is I've turned it just a little bit further, and this is, like I said, using it as a feeler gauge. It's good and snug in there. You've got 1/2 inch. So that part is good. Now, if you have too much free travel on your pedal, now, after you get 1/2 inch down here, you got too much or too little free travel, you adjust it by your linkage. Normally, you won't have to mess with your linkage unless some other shade tree mechanic has been messing with it and got it all jacked up. But most of the time, you can just adjust it from down here and you'll have the right amount of free travel up top. You want 1.5 inches, 2 inches of free travel, and about 1 inch to 1.5 inch stop brake at the bottom of the pedal. So let's go up and check the top.
Let's go. We got the tape measure up here. We're gonna check it.
All right, we've got probably about 2.5 inches of free travel up here right now. That's going to be good. If we do have to go in and adjust the linkage on this particular truck, it's up in under here. Some trucks you got to shorten the linkage to get more free, or to shorten down your free travel. Some of them you got to make them longer, which has got a jam nut on it on each side. Loosen up the jam nuts and turn it, and then check it up here. But main thing is you want to make sure you got free travel and make sure you got your stop brake at the bottom of the pedal.
There you go, guys. You know how to adjust your clutch now.